Let me say this straight away. If trading feels stressful, if consistency feels impossible, if you feel like you know what to do, but you're still not doing it, there's probably a high chance that your issue here isn't your psychology. It's your lack of routine. Because for years, I thought my emotions were the issue. I thought I needed more discipline, more confidence, and more motivation. But none of that fixed anything. What fixed my trading was building a pre-trade checklist and a daily routine so simple that I physically couldn't sabotage myself anymore. And today I'm going to walk you through exactly what that looks like. No indicators, no secret strategies, no hype. Just how I prepare, trade, and stop. Especially in prop firms when one mistake can spiral to a blown account. So this is why most traders fail before they even set a trade on their accounts. Because most of you guys think the failure comes from when you're actually in a trade. Bad entries, bad stop losses, or just a bad exit. But in reality, most traders are already losing money before they even open the charts. And here's what it usually looks like, and I can imagine this is correct for most of you guys watching. You wake up at random times, you just check the charts whenever you feel like trading. You're scrolling on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Discord, looking for trading motivation and potentially trading signals. You're in the TradingView group chats trying to get ideas from all different random people that you've never heard of. Then you see a setup, you get emotional and you jump straight into it. So there's no preparation, there's no structure, and you've got no rules about when not to trade. Then, when they ultimately lose the trade, they either blame the markets or they just blame their psychology, but don't do anything to fix it. But psychology doesn't fail in a vacuum. Psychology breaks down when there's no systems protecting it. So if you don't have a routine in place, your emotions are then forced to make decisions. And emotional traders are terrible traders. And that's not what you want to be. That's why you're watching this video. So creating a checklist and routine really does matter. It doesn't make you smarter, but it makes trading more boring and repeatable. And that's what builds consistency. So what does a pre-trade checklist actually do? A checklist doesn't tell you what to trade. It tells you whether you're allowed to trade at all. This is the mistake that most people make. They build strategies, they backtest entries, and they use optimized indicators, but they never create rules for when to stay out of the market, when they're not in the right frame of mind, and when the market just doesn't fit them for that session or that day. My checklist exists for one reason: to stop me clicking buttons when I shouldn't, especially after wins, especially after losses, and especially when I'm bored. So let's break this down properly. My checklist is 5 points, and here's number 1. Session check. Am I trading at the right time? It's the first question I always ask myself. Am I trading my session, or am I just trying to force a trade? I don't trade all day, I don't wait to see what happens, and I don't just chase any movement. I trade a specific session for a specific reason. If I'm outside that window, I don't trade at all, even if the setup looks perfect. And this simple rule, this simple start of the checklist, has removed so many bad trades that could have happened. Because most overtrading, it doesn't come from greed, but it comes from availability. Just because the market is open doesn't mean you should be open to trade. Number 2 is market conditions. Is today even a good day to trade? So I ask myself, does today, in this current market, suit my trading style? So low volume days, messy days, choppy days, and days with lots of news, I just don't trade. Because some days aren't designed for you guys to be in the markets trading. And having this rule was a massive mindset shift. You don't get paid for participation, you get paid for alignment. If conditions don't fit my style, I don't try and adapt, I don't try and force it, and I don't lower my standards. I just stand aside. And this alone has saved So many accounts that could have been blown if I decided to trade these terrible days. And number 3 is set up alignment. Does it match my plan, or does it just look good? And this is where most of you guys are going to be lying to yourself. You don't ask yourselves, is this my setup? But you ask, can I make this fit into my setup? It's like trying to put the wrong jigsaw puzzle piece and trying to make it fit. You try and squeeze it in, but it's not going to work 100%. So if you're trying to convince yourself that it's going to fit, it's already a no. And I do this little extra thing which really helps with making this rule a solid rule to follow. And that's, if I can't explain the setup in one sentence with 8 words and less, then I'm not going to trade it. So then there's no complexity, no mental gymnastics, and no hope-based logic. It's either clear or it's nothing. It's as simple as that. And number 4, risk defined. Is my risk fixed before my entry? And this really is a non-negotiable. Before I enter, I know the exact stop, I know the exact loss in percent and dollars, and I've already accepted that I could potentially lose that money. If I feel hesitation about how much I'm about to lose or potentially about to lose, I simply do not place that trade. Because if you hesitate, that means you've got emotional attachment. And emotional attachment leads to rule breaking. So basically, if the risk isn't boring, then the trade's not allowed. Simple as that. And number 5, my emotional state. Am I calm or am I reacting? So it's the final checklist question, and it's the final for this specific reason. I just asked myself, why am I taking this trade? Why am I risking money on this specific trade? Is it because it fits my plan? Or is it because I want action? Or because I'm trying to make my money back? Or because I want a winning streak and I've got a big ego and a lot of confidence right now? So if the reason isn't neutral and boring, then I just do not place that trade, even if it has ticked off the last 4 of the checklist points. This is how you protect your psychology, not with motivation, but with filters. And here's the truth. This checklist doesn't make me win more trades, but it makes me take fewer bad ones. And consistency doesn't come from winning more. It comes from losing less stupidly. Because most blown accounts, they aren't from one mistake. They're from small rule breaks, emotional decisions, over trading, and trading when you're tired or you're bored or you're emotional that day. So this checklist removes decision making from moments where you can't be trusted. So let's talk routine, because this is where efficiency comes from. And my routine is intentionally boring. Same wake up pattern, same prep, same session, same time I stop trading. I don't watch charts all day. I don't just hop on there to check something. And I don't revenge trade. When my session is done, I'm also done. And this was really uncomfortable at first because boredom feels like missing out. But boredom is what consistency feels like. When trading feels exciting, you're doing something wrong. But most traders secretly want stimulation. They want movement. They want action. They want to feel constantly involved. But professional trading, it feels repetitive. It feels slow, feels quiet, feels uneventful. It's not a flaw, but it's a sign you're doing it correctly. So if you are struggling right now, I want you to hear this. You don't need more strategies. You don't need more indicators. You don't need more content. You don't need more strategy videos or spending hours a day watching these course videos on YouTube. You need structure, a checklist that protects you, a routine that limits you, and rules that remove all emotional decisions. That's how traders survive prop firms. That's how accounts last. And that is how consistency is built. So if you want more content like this, practical, focused, and based on trading emotions and psychology, please feel free to like and subscribe. I've also put the link down below for my Telegram group for Trader's Mind, purely based on trading psychology and mindset. So if you want to join, the link is in the description. I've also put the link for XNES and FTMO, who are the brokers that I use. So if you want to jump onto any of those, again, links in the description. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video.